Hello and welcome. It's Sunday, which means I'm still me, Phoenix Electra, and the circus is stitching and complaining. Do we need a cat sighting? Are we going to get cats? This might be a day where we don't get cats. Okay, that throws off my schedule, but for those of you new here, welcome to the live viewers, welcome to the replay crew. You are all valued and welcomed here at the circus. I should talk slower, there's no need to rush. So, words. It's gonna be one of those days. Review my products of completion for the week. Talk about some stuff, including the LawTube drama because they finally had some this week. World's Strongest Man, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp because it is everywhere. Unless you're a juror or live under a rock, you've probably heard about what's going on. So we'll get there also. So to begin with, yesterday I sat down and this is the top. Got all of the tiers for the Queen of Hearts costume skirt completed. I think I'm gonna use hey Dove. Welcome. Use this gold brocade for the waistband. And I'm thinking that I'm going to use this. I tricked myself trying to make sure I was not bleeding before I touched the white material. This trim folded in half for the raw edges at the sides so that I can actually run ribbon through it to be able to ruche it and have it open and just have the one top closure. Probably a hook and eye because this is kind of heavy. I don't know if the snaps will hold up to it. So that is that. I'm super. Oh, something wonky happened in there, but it doesn't really matter what the back looks like. So there's the front side. There's the inside with this beautiful red moire that you can't really see anymore from this direction, but whatever. There is that. I also finished the trimming for my sunflower dogwood short. Super excited. They're kind of like the shorts I used to have like back in the late 80s, early 90s when I was a little kid. There is no cap. This is so weird. They were all around here getting all excited and then they scattered. 15th of July. Okay, yep. And there's that. You know, all this is here. Should we just pin this down since it's right here? Okay, yeah, let's just do this. So, this week in the LawTubes, there happened to be a minor kerfluffle between Legal Bites, Alita, and Larry, the DUI guy. So, on where the skirt is so big, I lose stuff in it. Here we are. We are here. So the guy, what was it, Morgan? I'm gonna forget his first name is Morgan, and now I'm drawing a blank. From TMZ, Elaine asked him, she's like, so that's Elaine Brederhoff, one of Heard's attorneys. She asked this gentleman, so you're only here for 15 minutes, I think this is the timing, for 15 minutes of fame. And he goes back to her and says, I could ask the same question of you, and it was like the words, the shot heard around the world. I threw my mouth through my jaw. Tell me the story. I don't really know the details. Yeah, so she so she tells him that. And then his response, as I mentioned earlier, was, well, I am sure that the same thing could be said about you. And everybody's jaw fell to the floor, catching flies. It was such a, like, what? Oh, I should have brought scissors. What just happened kind of a moment, because it was so crazy. Like, you, it was just so crazy. So there's a picture of the courtroom at that time, and that day, Larry the DUI guy and James in court happened to have seats in the gallery in the gallery. So they were there. Elaine's standing up. Their mouths also dropped to the floor, because you would never, like, who says that? Let alone that this trial was so crazy, all the other things that happened. And there's this, so that part was on the TV, and people screen captured it and made a whole bunch of memes about it, because I mean, it was hysterical and amazing. Unfortunately, some folks who are a part of LawTube, Alita, DUI, Rob from Law and Lumber, I unstick myself, are licensed to practice in Virginia/DC, maybe even in front of Judge Ascarati. So for them, that such a huge display of emotion, and that there was memes about it, was just a lot for them. So they politely asked those two chaps if Alita asked them privately if they could just not be on the stream today, which seems which is whatever. Everybody gets their own to run their channel their own way. Rackets is Thunderdome. Emily D. Baker's definitely not. And I'm my own channel. Like, we all get to make our own rules of engagement. So between everybody not sleeping, I mean, Alita's somewhere in Europe, so that when she's streaming, it is who even knows what time of the middle of the night. Not quite as bad as Andrew, Legal Mindset over in Korea, who those hours are super crazy. But she's been sleeping on an odd schedule. We have a sighting of a cat, and DUI guy's been basically sleeping on cement on sidewalks for weeks now, not sleeping, changing, brushing, streaming, all sorts of stuff, sleep deprivedness. And he got a little butthurt about it and shared publicly private messages, which I don't think is ever, that bugs me. So he got a little butthurt. And the sad part is that it actually caused Alita to drop like 10. The day before, she'd surpassed 250,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And since then, she's lost about 10,000, so she's back down to 240-ish, which is still like huge and amazing and not anything. I mean, I get excited when I see a second person pop in to view my broadcast. But so that was the tea. Joe Goodlogic, he's been friends with Alita, like they kind of came up together in LawTube, so they have history positive, and I think Larry is new to the channel, but Joe being who he is, he's like, even this morning he had Alita on, and he'd sent a message to DUI guys to be on the stream together. Fortunately, I saw the other day that Larry there was a pinned comment in Legal Bites' subreddit that they'd kind of buried the hatchet and made up, which I think is good. I think I'm going to side with Joe that sleep deprivation, high anxiety, emotions, there was just some things didn't come across the way that they'd been intended, and not sleeping can cause some issues with good decision making just that contributed. But I'm glad to see that they're over it now, because up until this point, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos in during the Sunday Stitch and Bitch, that LawTube has been so cordial and polite and kind and welcoming. Like, to use Richard Hogue from Virtual Legality, he's like, oh, I'm gonna forget his phrase now. But like, you can politely disagree with folks, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that was that was quite a shenanigans. I couldn't believe it when I saw it pop off, and it actually made me kind of sad. But I'm glad that they've gotten over it. So everybody else, stop unsubscribing to Alita. They're not choosing sides. They're over it. Just get over it yourselves. Because, yeah, if they're not, yeah, it was so messy for a little while there, and I'm glad that it has settled itself down. I did, ouch. Okay. So we've pinned this, and then I left my thread, but actually I'm probably going to machine stitch this down. Should I have pinned, whatever. So that was that shenanigans. It was, oh, it made me so sad. Oh, what's going on here? Quote his words. Quote his words, don't use his words. Oh, that was to me talking about Hogue, but basically it's like in differing minds, people can disagree, and it's fine. So, yeah. Oh my god. It was so much shenanigans. Oh, I'm so yeah, I've been diligently working on this top from Grandma. The neck is done. I've got to finish one arm and then put in, I think I'm going to do a tiny like rolled hem at the bottom here. Oh, let's work on this for a second. And what you can't see in front of me is I started getting ready for my, what's the Arena Black, the tulip corset. It's getting started. I traced the pattern pieces, pinned them down to my 12 fabric, was a good sewist, used my ruler to mark out my seam allowances, trace the pattern piece, or trace my cutting line in my seam allowance line so that we can get started, because that has been on my project list for about 6-ish months now, and I've been too afraid to get started. So I realized that since my UFO/mending pile is quickly making itself less existent, that I could start some new things. And let's see here. Oh, yeah. So The other day, it came because, speaking of TMZ, they somehow bought or acquired from the copyright holder this video that's been played a number of times in court of Johnny having some altercations with a refrigerator and some cupboard cabinets. And in case anybody, this isn't no legal advice, but copyright for images and videos belongs to the person who took the image, not the subjects of the image. So I could take Loki's picture, and because I was the one clicking the button, I own the copyright to that, not Loki, even though he makes a good subject. So, sorry, I forgot for my timestamps. Where are we? 13:30. So there's that little piece of little nugget of whateverness. However, so TMZ owns the edited version, but they don't own the full version with the smirking and the setting up the camera, the full length video. The copyright owner does. But TMZ was errantly copyright claiming many of the LawTube streamers when that video was being played, which A, they don't have the copyright to, and B, it's inappropriate use of the DMCA copyright takedown stuff, which YouTube has been having a problem with in this all over the place. There was the whole Destiny debacle, there's the law and crime issue, and those are just the ones I know about. That doesn't even include the incidents that I aren't aware of. So I saw this, and I may or may not have DM'd a couple of LawTubers on Instagram because they're like stuck in the weeds, and I just thought that I think I could see a way where they could band together and file some type of a class action regarding the DMCA TMZ issue. And groups I don't like to try to interact with too much on the wrong side are cops and lawyers. I'm just honest. So I would never underestimate the capabilities of some disgruntled lawyers. Even though LawTube's not a codified entity, which I don't think it should. I agree. It's better with React. I agree with Nick Ricada that having it be this amorphous thing is better because then there's no oh, but I'm in here, blah blah blah. I think it's better that it be this amorphous blob. But I think they could come together on this one. So we'll see, especially when individuals from the LawTube, at least two of them that I know, Barnes and Kurt from Uncivil Law, both are. It feels you think about being barred. That's usually like you're not allowed, but for lawyers, being barred means that's your license to practice. But Kurt and Barnes and Coleman, there's quite a few who are licensed to practice in federal court. Those are the words. Whoa, that was really hard. And Richard Coleman, he was actually argued in front of the Supreme Court. Like, oh my gosh, oh my god. But yeah, so I wonder. I don't know if anything will happen to it, but somebody got back to me and said it was a possibility. So that was a win for me because I am a social media nobody. I show up, I stream to my one person, and I chat and have a good time. So yeah. And I tried to stay away from. So what also this week that kind of got overshadowed was the World's Strongest Man competition happened in Sacramento this week. I stayed away from all of it for right now because I am tired of spoilers. I just want to watch it and be entertained. So I stayed away. I avoided it because it's gonna end up getting spoiled for me anyway, probably. But we'll see. Oh, thanks. I hope you're doing fine also. Oh, yeah. And we're just gonna have to wait. I wonder how long it'll take for the jury to come back with a verdict next week. I know Hogue was thinking it was gonna take till the end of the week. Some people are thinking Tuesday or Wednesday. I have no idea, but it'll be a something. I know what I hope is gonna be the result, but I am not a juror, so I don't get any say. So we'll just continue to check in with the LawTube streamers and see what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm excited for this corset. I went through most of my patterns yesterday to figure out what I want to make next, what I need, what holes I have in my wardrobe right now. I do know there's a couple of underpinnings, which will be quick. That maybe later today I will go through my fabric and get them ready so I can whip them out super fast. And then this corset. So I think we're gonna get tucked into that pretty soon here. We're preoccupied. I was preoccupied all week. Yeah, I've been hooked on the LawTubes and working those with it being a holiday week. Holiday week work wasn't super crazy, but just crazy enough. Oh, I was gonna welcome our second viewer for the hot minute that they were here, but then they disappeared again. Oh well, we love you. Oh, I forgot. If you've made it this far, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And second, if you haven't already, that subscribe button does not like being angry and red. It would much rather be a happy shade of gray. So if you feel compelled, why don't you just make that happen? And this, I've been blocking my promotional materials. This broadcast is made even more awesome with Wave.video. So if you like what you see, please check out the affiliate link. It does give me a kickback, and I would greatly appreciate your support for this channel and all the things that I would like it to be. But we have so many financial resources. And my favorite protein powder in the world, HTLT Sups. They are also a great company that supports tiny creators and doesn't require a minimum follower account to get an affiliate link, which I think is amazing. So, buy some protein powder, use some streaming software, support this tiny little circus so it can become a great circus with more acts, more costumes, more cats, more hula hooping. And maybe we'll even finally start on our healthcare headlines streams, because I super enjoy showing up, chatting to you all through the camera via the magic of the infowebs, and I love the tiny community that we have going on in the chat. Tiny chat. But So, join Dove. Make sure, don't let him be lonely in the chat all by their lonesome. Give him somebody else to talk to. Because man, oh man, can that human talk. Yeah, so I know I'm gonna leave the basting threads in because I can. They just, I don't know, they bring my heart happy. What's everybody else doing today? Who's having a cookout tomorrow? No cookout? But actually, we'll just take a moment. Thank you for all of the service members who offered who made the ultimate sacrifice. You are honored and welcomed. Thank you. Okay. Done enough crying. I had to keep my mascara on. Yeah, it's an echo chamber. Hello. He doesn't want to be lost in the echo chamber. Hello. 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 It's so cavernous and wide. He's lonely in there. Keep him company in the comment section. He needs company. He needs some company. Alright. In the last stretches of this. Except there is like one little 2-inch section in the front that needs a couple more. I need 2 more stitches of inches to get this braided trim piping braided. I don't even know what this is. This amazing detail all fully adhered to its final form. And then for me to not be afraid to wear it once I finished it. Because, yeah, garments are meant to be worn, even if just once in a while. So, yeah, hopefully my garden's going to have some tomatoes later today because we're going to get a couple starts. I might direct sow a couple of seeds just cause, but I love me some fresh garden tomatoes. I really wish that cucumbers did not take so much water because fresh garden cucumbers turn either just as is or pickles are some of my most treasured childhood memories and favorite things to eat. But they take so much water, and it is so hot here and so dry in the summers yet. It is not, I have not been very successful and have virtually given up on growing them. Oh, no, it's so sad. Freddy Fruiters didn't come for snacks. Now they're all outside. The lawn's been freshly mowed, which is good because my allergies are wrecking me. It is oh, yeah. The itchy skin is some of the worst of it, but thank goodness for Benadryl that it works and when I really need it does not overly sedate me. 24 hours to go. I wanna be sedated. Okay. Random tangents of songs. Me, my shadow, my echo, and me. Oh my gosh, that was from I've been using way too much this stream. Stopped at Better Call Saul the other day Now that song is stuck in my head. And who I know that there's a song Queen of Hearts. Was it Kesha or Lady Gaga? Because that might be a fun Halloween act. Oh, I miss having an act. Oh, yeah. I need to put together some more acts and just film them for you folks, fine folks, because I miss being on stage. Eh, This is great, but there's something different about performing in front of a live audience. It's this interesting collaborative relationship experience because the audience is just as important as the performers on the stage and they feed off of each other, and it's just so something special that I really miss. Mhm. All right, so the front and back are not exactly the same, but we'll deal with that. I'm probably just going to whip stitch this in white, but I can't right now because I left my thread in my basket across the room. But I can pin this down. We're getting a lot of stuff pinned this morning, which is good. And I don't know, having this time set aside on Sunday morning afternoons to chit chat and sew has been I really enjoyed it. It has been fun. Live streaming is just so, I just really enjoy it. And it'll be super exciting as this channel grows and all the great things I have in my brain cells that I just need a little bit more time, or just to make the time to pump out more goodiness. Oh, yeah, we've got a moment of pause while I always have a list, and then sometimes I talk too fast or go through my list too early. But oh well, we can just have some talk about what's in front of us. This beautiful little rolled hem for this top. It's I have no idea what the fabric makeup is, what kind of it is. It's like this soft kind of lingerie, like lining fabric, maybe rayon. Maybe it's probably a synthetic because that's what I think, but I could be wrong. I am not a fabric expert. Oh man, words are not supposed to be this hard. It's it's all fine. What did I see that was great? What else has been super awesome this week? Just watching all the LawTubers like Rob and Runkle the Bailey over on um, Emily D. Baker's stream for a while. Oh, we'll just like massage that like this. Yeah, another reason to hand sew this so that we can just casually deal with a couple of these little interesting pieces. Hey, sweet man, you are dirty, and you're gonna lay on my stuff, you dirty boy. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. You are filthy. You are filthy. Hopefully, is that anything? No. Just nonsense. I really need to trim that down a little bit. And of course, I have shears. I lose shears. Actually, those are my pinking shears. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna leave it. It's been attached this long. I don't have the heart to separate it. And I don't have to. So I won't. I can maybe do it. Ah, yes, that's good. We'll just tuck it inside there. Give it a little nest to rest its little tail. That's good. Okay. We are in the home stretch of this. Well, I've done more pinning than sewing today, but these pieces needed to get done. They just need to be out of my stash, and this piece of it just also needed to be prepared for the next step. So we are here. I'm probably going to use whiter cream. So here we are. There's just one little stretch here that needs to be stitched down. So maybe we can plow through that super fast. If I don't lose my, don't lose my needles. So the first question, okay. First we need thread and needle and little scissors. I know, I posted this. I'm pretty sure that this ancient, what is this? This Coats and Clark. Oh, yep, JP Coats and Clark's dual duty cotton covered polyester mercerized that was 40 cents. It's actually, I know, the original thread that Grandma started this with to put this trim down. So, yeah, sometimes it's all right to have hoarding tendencies for certain things every once in a great while. And hey, creepy goobies, my sewing and or my boo boo. I've done that with my threads for my grandma. You finally here for some snacks? Did you miss the snack time? Come here and have some snackies. Oh, I need to refill the snack sack. Reverse. Oh, that felt weird. Got my thread stuck in my thimble. This top is so cute. Grandma had such good taste. She had so many clothes. That woman could change her clothes like 3 times a day, every day for, I don't know, months and not repeat the same outfit. And the same was true with her, whether it was her sewn garments or her knitted garments. She She had so many sweaters. It was so sad that I wasn't able to save all of them, but oh, I have a couple of choice beauties. That'll probably come out when I film my lookbook that is not going to be anywhere as near as highly produced and exquisitely edited as the Closet Historian Bianca's was recently, because that's not where I'm at. So I'm not even setting the bar that high for myself, because mine's going to be just perfect as it is, and that is fine. But yeah, I want to need to film a lookbook, because I've made so much stuff. I sort of don't even know all that I have, and then I can go through and see if there's things that need to be moved on, things that just need to go. Yep. Oh, I know. I guess I should have some like music in the background for when I like get lost with my stitches, but not that fancy yet. Though I am glad that I messaged Wave.video last week, because when they did their latest upgrade to their software, they managed to remove the free assets, so that came back this week. And then I learned, it still kind of bugs me a little bit, that they've got all sorts of like templates free for use, but I can't use them with the free version of their streaming software. I'd have to buy it. So I would really appreciate it if you folks would consider clicking the subscribe button, using my affiliate links, so that I can use the money that this channel makes to improve it and have an extra $16 a month to pay for their streaming level, because I would really enjoy that. I'd feel even more cool, like Eric Hunley, who frequently also uses Wave.video. I know, I guess yesterday he had some commentary about the the LawTube drama, but it was on his locals on the paid, so I don't have access to that because I'm only a free member. All right. What's next? What do you want to? I know what's in front of me is really hard to see. Do I want to trace this really fast? Let me get my busk. So yesterday I marked out the lacing strip. So there is a 1/2 and the 2nd half. And I have marked my busk strip. And on this side would be the hooks. Brought me all over, but I wonder for this. We're just going to do this. I'll just cut tiny little hole out so I can flip the busks through. Is this the right way? Probably not. Well, may I got this? Possibly. But this is my first one, and I'm going to make these so that they can be, so that I can use them for my practice copies, because I don't have any false notions that the first version of this corset is going to like fit impeccably and be exactly right. I figure it's probably not, so it's okay. But I would like to do some of these parts to have to do them only once. So I just cut little holes in there, and I'm just gonna slide the buskin. Just like that. While it's weighted down, I'm going to pop some pins in here. Super close. And because I'm probably just going to stitch it in by hand, because I think that fighting on the machine with this will make me a little too crazy. So, ouch. At least if I bleed on the black fabric, nobody's going to see. It was not awesome when I had the cream in front of me and I had regularly poke myself with pins. Hazards of the hobbies. Ow! Sorry. One down. But for this one, I really do kind of want to use my awl, and I grabbed it and then put it somewhere as I was collecting things, and I forgot where I set it. So, well, we got this part done, but I probably want to use my black thread. Now I just feel like I'm making excuses. And I'm not. We actually had a very productive morning so far, so it's all good. It is all fine. I just attempt to tidy up my workspace. And let's draw some lines. Some happy, happy lines. I'm just tracing a 1/2 inch because I think that's what it said the seam allowance was supposed to be. To the best of my trying to be as careful as I can because this is a first practice, but I would like it to have everything that I work on right now be a skill improvement and not just a slapdash efforts. Oh, that's cutting it a little close. When the pins get stuck in the middle of the ruler. Now this part actually takes a little bit of thinking. It's not my finest thing to try to stream while doing, but it needs to get done. And I'm sitting right here, so we might as well just do it. And do I have enough here? Let's just move this just a tiny smidge over. Look, these pieces. Tried to lay it out in order of construction so I could get a visual idea of how all these pieces go together. And this corset's takes up a surprising amount of fabric. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it's kind of words to draw on the seam allowances. It just takes up a fair amount of material. But that's fine. Stuff has been in my stash forever. And what good is fabric that is not turned into a garment? And I say not good at all. Might as well make something lovely out of it. Which is what I'm doing. Oh. Sorry, I'm looking down and forgetting to talk. Alright, let's get this piece marked. Oops. And then this piece comes up clear. In the curved sections, I'm gently trying to roll the ruler around. And then I've had two previously. As soon as I think I've got something in the right spot, I usually end up needing to adjust it to actually get the seam allowances right. I'll just move you up here. Well, you are still dirty, boy. You needed a break. Decided to come in from the wild because you're my scaredy boy. He can only like to handle so much time outside before he prefers to just see the outside from the comfort of his window seat. Because that is what Loki does. Because he's my big squirty boy. What you doing, bud? Oh, one last piece. Do you like rolling around in the tomato bed? Yeah, I think that's... Loki loves taking himself a dirt bath. This one, I'm going to be brave and just... freehand. I have my cutting lines, and then if I trace around the pattern proper, then I know I have a guide as to where I'm actually supposed to stitch. Yes, am I using permanent marker on my fabric? You betcha. This is my first practice copy, and I just don't care. My live stream's gonna end in 4 minutes. Can we finish? Can we finish? It's been a few weeks since I've broadcasted long enough to get to the it's the final countdown. Do 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 do. And in the event that this magically turns out perfect, this will be my inner lining layer, and I will use some type of beautiful silk as top layer because I can and I want to. Speaking of possibilities, can I even get this out right now? When I keep talking about silk, like, look at this roll and how big she is. I am not lacking in silk. This is my biggest, largest roll, but I have 3, 4 others. But they were gifted. I did not spend a single penny on all of this silk, which is amazing. I don't even know what that cost. And I don't want to get marker on my silk now. But I am grateful that it is in my collection so that I can make a number of stunning, fabulous silk garments, which I will be sporting here on the channel soon. And so I don't forget, if you haven't laughed at yourself, don't be laughing at others. Don't wait until tomorrow when you can be fabulous today. All right, I'm just going to finish tracing this until I get kicked out of my live show. So until next week, bye! Oh, I might actually get this last piece traced. And then I have to repeat all but one of these on another piece of fabric because this is just half of the corset. I still need the other half. And I will probably, since it's slightly different material, like alternate the strips. So it'll be one from one and one from the other. But I'm going to cut these out, lay them face over, and repeat, rinse and repeat. So that's where we're at, folks. All right, I'm saying bye again. This time I really mean it. Bye!